approach of kind of that inspire, educate, and welcoming them back to the market, their market. So this is the little like campaign, what my team calls a campaign lockup. And what this does is it's just an overarching campaign that allows us to constantly always feed back to this messaging. We have some really fun messaging that we have out there. There's never been a better time. Right now it's very focused on summer because that's what we're focusing on is that time. As we progress through the year, we'll focus on fall, winter, holiday, and we'll adjust our messaging, but we'll always come back to this of where Seattle eats, shops, meets, and rejuvenates. So as we go through this is some of the media pitches that I referred to earlier when I said, you know, Madison has been very busy. So she pitches all the time out to everybody. So these are just a couple of placements that we were recently able to get in The Stranger, which is a really great audience as it's a very different audience than the Seattle Met reader. Sometimes they cross over, but majority of the times not so much. So you can see that we're really going after different audiences. Again, we're stressing that there's never been a better time. We're highlighting our safety precautions that are at the market, encouraging people to stay home if you're sick, wear your mask. We have signage all over the market. We were able to secure masks that were given to all of the businesses that are open at the market, and then also are available at the Visit Seattle info booth. And then we have recently worked with the DSA Mid ambassadors. If you guys remember seeing them downtown in years past, they are now in the market, kind of in a couple key places. They're mainly on First Avenue, but right at, I think they're like First and Pike and First and Pine, I believe. And they are, they have masks as well. So they're out there handing out masks to people that are walking up. And again, we're just really trying to encourage all the safety precautions with our hand washing stations that we've installed, all of our 6-foot decals. You will be hearing tomorrow about our new pledge, Safe Shopper Pledge, that we're asking all of our businesses to take. And then we've got buttons for them. Once you've taken the Safe Shopper Pledge, you can get buttons to wear. And we have signage for you to put up. And then we also have a few other things where, sorry, just got a little note. We also have a few other where we're asking all of our visitors as well to take the Safe Shopper Pledge. And there's a form online, so you guys will all hear about that tomorrow, as I'm sure Tanya is busy kind of just putting it all up on the website and making sure everything works and clicks through, and we're just making sure we work through all the kinks before we kind of push it out to you guys. So sorry, I digressed. But on here you see some recent in the news, so The Stranger, the Seattle Met. And then we also did a ad placement in the July and August last issue of the Seattle Met. When I say last issue, it's their last monthly issue because they are moving forward and they're going quarterly. So we were able to get an ad in that as well. So I'm going to move straight to that because here it is bigger. And on this, you can see we really had a lot of fun on the play of the tourists are home, it's all yours to roam. So again, we're really focusing on, you know, it's your market. There's never been a better time to experience Pike Place Market, where Seattle eats, meets, shops, and celebrates. One thing I want to point out here is this is what we started with you'll notice sometimes we're adjusting messaging nonstop. Just like all of you guys are pivoting with the changes of what's happening, we are too. And so we originally started with this campaign of where Seattle eats, shops, meets, and celebrates. And we realized that it's really not yet a time to celebrate. So we changed it to rejuvenates. Unfortunately, print ads are just due so far in advance. We weren't able to kind of change that, but we still feel like it still gets the idea across. And again, seriously, it's summer 2020, calling all locals. So we're basically stressing to them that it's time to come down. The market is open. Businesses are opening back up, and it's a great time. All right, as we go to digital. Oh, this has been a fun one. So with our digital ads, we have created over 100 different digital ads. Now, typically, when we go out with an advertising campaign, we have maybe 5 or 6 different creatives that I'm doing like an A/B test on, and I'm kind of just seeing how they perform. We have over 100, and when I say 100, every single business that is currently open right now in the market has an ad that is out there. And I'm going to show you some examples of that, and my team has been extremely busy creating all these, as you can imagine.
Excuse
They're
me.
animated. They have a lot of really great. We chose to use user-generated photos, and the reason why we chose user-generated photos is because really 79% of people say that social proof, like user-generated content and photos, highly impacts their purchasing. So we have seen in the past too that when we put in our advertising user-generated photos, that actually people see other people experiencing the market, eating at the market, buying something at the market, wearing something from the market. Our ads just really skyrocketed with clicks, and the performance just was way better. So what we've created is categories, and then each category has all the different businesses that fit into that category. We've created different ad sets for each of them. So I'm going to pull a couple that we're going to look at really quickly. Let's hope that it all works. Everybody can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is what we call the general ad, and this one just basically talks about the market as a whole. And again, we're just stressing all the different things that you can do at the market. Of course,
This is just the same stream.
yes, it's just rotating through.
So are the crafters also getting an ad in as well?
They are. The crafters that are open right now and are at the market are. You are correct. Sorry, I had to stop sharing because I think really quickly I have to open all these, otherwise it's just not going to let me. So give me just 1 second. Sorry, there's so many to click through. So I'm just showing you just a quick little sample because, like I said, there's over 100 different ones. So let me just scoot back to this one. Okay, so I should be back on screen. And I'm just going to click through some of these. So this one is one example that you can see here. Again, it goes through 3 different businesses, and then at the end, it takes you to kind of the call to action or the click through. And it just keeps rotating through so that the user, and these pop up all over web pages. They are currently on social media. And again, I'm targeting downtown right now. So as the state starts to open up more and more, we'll expand our audience out and our reach. But currently right now, we're staying pretty close to the market as we're driving kind of that radius that's around the market down and to the market. So I'm going to move to another one so you can kind of see. This one's, I believe, restaurants. And we're just highlighting photos of people at the market. enjoying and experiencing it. I think we have different sizes, as you can see. This one should be, I think, retail. Oh, sorry, no, this is grocery. And this is another grocery one. And then this is some of our eateries. All right, and I'm gonna pop back up our slideshow. So we're featuring all of our businesses in the market. And again, if you're open, then you are in the mix. Same with the crafters as well. And then as more and more people come back, or as a new business comes online, we update pretty much every week. If let's say like the Crumpet Shop just opened, so we just updated their ad, or an ad with them in it, so that they are now being featured. So as different businesses come online, we do the same for our farm and day stall. We get alerts from them. We work very closely with all of our departments, but they kind of give us a heads up when we know somebody new is coming. Tanya also features people that are new or just opening again on our social media as well. Some of our other creative that we have right now is video. So this is kind of new for the market in the sense that we are on broadcast television right now. So you will see us on King, Como, and then we are in a few Mariners games. And I have from about July 20th through September 4th, I believe it is, I have over 150 spots running. So we're mainly in the news, morning and evening. And right now we just know that news consumption is it's the #1 thing that people are watching. We are also on Hulu, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram streaming networks as well. With a variety of different of these videos. So we produced 5 videos this round, and the first video that we produced was Where Seattle Eats, Shops, Meets. Oh, see, and there's Celebrate still in there. That should say Rejuvenates. And that's a general kind of everything about the market video, and that will be the first one that we watch. Then we created one that's Where Seattle Eats, where it's very restaurant focused. And then we created a groceries focused one and another retail one that talks about all of our retail handmade items. So our crafters are in there. Grocery has our farmers in there as well. And then we did a eateries focused one as well. And those are like our grab and go places. Or places that don't have dine-in. So that way we're kind of giving them their own little spotlight. So I'm going to take a quick minute. We're not going to watch all of them, but you can find them all on our YouTube channel. So 1 second. All right. Of course, there it is. Nope, that's not the one I want. Sorry, it disappeared on me. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go up here, gonna expand this. We're gonna watch the general. And I'm hoping my not gonna be too loud. So sorry if I blast out your ears. Here we go. There. All right. And I think we'll watch one more. I'm just going to go to the playlist really quick. And I'm going to pick, let's go with the shops. I want the 30-second shops, this one. Okay, hold on. I want to show one more. Sorry. All right. Let me see if I can get the presentation back up. And I'm going to move through this pretty quick because I just realized that we're already at our time. So we also are on both of our NPR stations right now. And I do have the spots for us to listen to, but maybe at the end of the co-op advertising, I can pull those up. We are on both of those and we're 6 weeks there, July through the end of August. And again, over 200 radio spots there listening. And as I go through, I mentioned earlier about our direct mailer campaign. Again, we're focusing on downtown. We're going to be sending to about 29,000 households with a direct mail piece. In that, again, circling back and talking about all of our favorite things at the market and hidden gems. And I want to remind everybody that we have a really great resource page. And on this page, it's called the Neighborhood News page. If you haven't been there, highly suggest that you go there. In a minute, I'll show it to you. But in there, you will learn about how to update your business directory listing on the website. Definitely want to do that. Even if you're closed right now and you're only offering online, it's a really great opportunity to tell everybody that. As well as we have where you can submit to content to us for future press where Madison pitches out to media, or for Tanya to include in upcoming blogs or information like that. We have a content calendar that's there and then a submissions button. And then you're going to hear about today about the co-op advertising program. And the information will be posted there next week, probably about mid next week, as we're still working on the handbook that you'll hear about today. And then we have information will be on there about any market events that we have or celebrations. We'll also have the small business webinars like this one will be listed there, and you can always register on that page. We talk about our residential concierge program, where we reach out to the concierge of the downtown residents and communicate with them. We have all of the COVID-19 resources there, from free webinars that we update, grants, and any updates from the governor go there as well. And then we also have what I talked about earlier, the business and market safe shopper pledge. So that is there as well. And you'll get a tenant alert about that tomorrow. So before we kind of jump into co-op advertising, just want to take like 2 minutes for any questions that anybody has about advertising.
So what is that page you were just talking about?
Oh, yeah, let me show you that.
Okay. And are you saying even if we're not back yet, but we're still a part of the market, that we can do submissions? Is that what I heard?
Absolutely. Yep. Everybody's listed in the directory. The directory is right up here. If you're not listed, then you can submit to us, but how you get to this page is if you're
Oh,
on
you're
the
talking about
homepage.
this page. Oh, I know this page.
Yep, so if you're on the
This-
homepage and then you go to
Neighborhood.
community and neighborhood news, and in here you'll see all of the information
Gotcha.
where you can pay online. Here's your directory listing update. Here's your content for calendar and ideas. Deadlines will always send you an email letting you know when deadlines are approaching for content submissions. Here's the webinars.
That's great.
The Safe Shopper Pledge, which you'll hear about that tomorrow because we're just testing to make sure everything works okay.
That sounds great. I have a question about, I don't want to be monopolized if somebody else
No
has a
worries.
question. You mentioned about concierge, and what are you sending out to the concierges?
So we currently, right now, we send them a monthly email. We're looking to increase that to probably twice a month. But we tell them that anything that's new that's happening in the market or new businesses that have recently reopened in the market, we just basically give them information so that they are
Gotcha.
aware and can pass it on to their residents that live in their buildings.
So is there any sort of brochures or anything that the concierge or anything that they give out pertaining to the market, or is it just information for
It's just
them?
information. A lot of
Okay.
them right now don't like to hand anything out. So they basically, they refer to the website and they direct people there. We do have our maps and our brochures that are available to them, that sometimes they do have that. That's just the general map of the market. But a lot of them don't want printed pieces from us. We are sending out a survey to them to see what, now that things have changed from, you know, what we did last year and our new normal,
Right.
we're reaching out to them to see if there's something new that we can give to them and provide to them.
Yeah, because I'm sure people ask all the time about us. It'd be nice if, I don't know, something, you know, some little thing, even just a little Pike Place Market pass. I don't know, something silly. But you know, I don't know. Don't listen to me. I'm not I'm not doing the marketing. What do I know? That's cool. Just curious.
Yeah, no worries. All right, if there's any more questions, then I think we'll dive straight into co-op advertising. All right, I can see heads shaking, so let's get into it. So we took a hard look at the co-op advertising program and how we can revise it to help our businesses right now. And so we've come up with some really great ideas for you guys that are simple and how we can help and support with some advertising dollars. So this is just a quick overview of what we're going to go through. I'm going to move through it semi-fast because I want to leave some time for some Q&A. And then I want to remind you that I know I tried really hard not to overwhelm you with a ton of information, but I wanted to give you some information. And then in the survey that you'll get tonight about the webinar, we are asking, we put in there some additional classes that we think we can do some easy breakouts. So if it's enough people are interested in some of these additional classes, then we'll host a webinar to give kind of some more 101s or just some more examples or things like that. So we're going to tonight go over the new co-op advertising program for 2020. We're going to talk about print publication circulation. We're going to talk about email marketing tips and examples. Hint, hint, that's new. We're going to talk about social media ads. Hint, hint, that's new to the co-op advertising. And then I throw in some tips and tricks in there and some examples. Again, just very top line, just to kind of give you guys a visual as you kind of take a couple of days and kind of think about what you're going to do for your advertising. And then I left some time in here for some Q&A. So as we go through this, this is our new revised 2020 co-op advertising program. The co-op advertising program was created to help our businesses stretch your advertising dollars. And we all know right now we all need help with advertising dollars. So what we've done here is we've adapted this program, and we really hope that it's going to help all of you. And in this program, it's meant for active commercial. So by active commercial, I mean open at least 4 days a week at the market, and then active day stall merchants. And that means that you have to be open you have to be at the market at least 1 day a week. And currently right now, Day Stall Craft and Farm are there Thursday through Sunday. So you have to be there at least 1 day between Thursday and Sunday. We will, as long as you meet all the requirements, we will give you a 50% up to the annuals that you see down there. So commercial, businesses will receive up to $700 a year.
So
Hey, Amy,
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. I think the screen sharing hasn't flipped over to the presentation yet.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let me. Do we see it now?
Yes, that's perfect.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that it hadn't done that. Okay, well, hopefully everybody was still following along. So active commercial is up to $700 annually, and active day stall is up to $350 annually. So if you think of it as we're going to give you 50% as long as you're meeting the requirements, and the requirements we really make as simple as possible. And I'm going to kind of walk you through all of this. One thing to keep in mind is you don't want to hold on to your reimbursements till the end of the year. You want to do it as you're advertising, because once the fund is out, then the money runs out. So we've had businesses in the past that have advertised all year long, and then come, December 31st, they submit, and we're like, advertising dollars are all gone. Now, there is a big chunk of money in here, so I don't want you guys to think that it's like, oh, it's all going to be gone soon. But I always like to say that as you're advertising, think of it as like a monthly, every month submit your reimbursements for what you have and what you're out there pushing. So as we go through this, there are 3 platforms now that you can qualify for to get 50% of your advertising dollars back. So with this, new is our digital, which is social media advertising. And in this is a boosted Facebook post and carousel ads on Facebook and on Instagram. And we have put limits on this. So commercial can get up to $400 in this category, and day stall can get up to $200 in this category. And then we have new also this year, email marketing. So to qualify for email marketing, you have to send an e-newsletter, and you have to have at least a minimum of 50 valid email addresses, like people subscribed. And we went with a really low number because we thought that if people didn't have an email database, that you could really kind of start to build one. And we felt that you could do that with social media. And I'll kind of talk through that, and I can help people through it. But again, there's limits on this. So commercial has up to 3 times a year. That's $75 per email. And day stall has 2 times a year, and that's up to $100 total. And then we have our traditional print ads, which are newspapers and magazines. So we have that option as well. And we've always had that option. Kind of new this year is that social media. And I chose ads that are easy for you guys to start with. I felt like they're engaging, and they'll really kind of give you some return. So as we go through, couple of program requirements. This will all be listed in the handbook that you'll receive next week. But with this is, it must be paid advertising on one of our approved digital platforms. You have to include the slogan Pike Place Market or Pike Place Market Front has to be included, and or you must have the specified approved art with no modifications. And yes, we are going to provide you with some approved art. Again, my team is trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys so that it really is a simple plug and play. Ads must only promote Pike Place Market business location. So you can only promote people coming down to the market. You can't promote, let's just say, you have another location that you sell your items. You cannot, it will not qualify for the co-op advertising dollars. And we've created a new co-op advertising handbook that kind of walks you through each of these, gives you examples and instructions on how to submit your reimbursement since the PDA office is closed. It's appointments only. So we've created an easy way for you to submit your reimbursements online, and we walk you through kind of how to do each one of these and what you need to have with little checklists. Like I mentioned, our new online portal to submit the co-op will be coming out as well. So very simple. And we're gonna dive right in. Now I'm gonna hand this over to Madison to kind of talk through print publication. She's put this little slide together for you guys. And Madison, do you wanna just kind of give everybody a little overview?
Yeah. So this is just kind of a basic graph that shows the typical circulation our local publications are getting. So as you're deciding where to put your advertising dollars, I think it's important to see how much reach your print is getting. So doing, so for example, Seattle Times obviously is significantly higher than other ones like West Seattle Blog. Obviously their prices are different, but it might be worth taking up the opportunity to see maybe doing a 1/16 advertising in Seattle Times is more effective than doing a full page in the West Seattle Blog because you get so many more viewers. But as you're going through and trying to evaluate where to put your advertising, feel free to reach out to me and I can provide you with data about where there's going to be circulation or if there's any recommendations for placement and everything. But this is just a nice visual chart to show how much circulation each place is actually getting. And this is the numbers on top those are the amount of views per month that each of these publications are getting. And so these were the views for July that each one of these got. And for the ones that say 10,000, typically if they're noting their circulation is 10,000, it's either 10,000 or less. 10,000 is typically the smallest quantity that they'll show. So I can't say for sure that they are actually getting that many views, but just something to keep in mind.
All right, thanks, Madison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna dive straight into email marketing. So this is new this year that we have email marketing as an option for co-op dollars. And with this option, what we've done is we've noticed that during COVID, really email has reemerged as one of the most effective channels to reach consumers. So we wanted to kind of give this opportunity to our businesses and we wanted to support you in that. So I put a list together here, and as anybody who took my webinar earlier or last month about reopening checklist, marketing checklist, once you take the survey, we will send you this presentation and you will get all these fun links that I put in here to additional readings and resources and kind of step by step. You will get this whole thing delivered to you. So some fun stuff, and we encourage you to take the survey because one, we want to know how we're doing and we want to know what more we can tell you and share with you. So I just put in here some simple small business email marketing tips that I kind of just picked on quickly. Quality over quantity. Just a reminder that it doesn't matter how many times you send them, it's all about the quality. So you want to write emails that are worth reading. People are really looking for that content. The second one is use embedded sign-up forms rather than a link in your menu. So here what they're referring to is take the roadblock away from people not giving you their email address. If you make it simple and easy and you have an embedded link, or during checkout, it's there as well. It just makes it to where they're like, oh yeah, sure, yep, email me, I like your stuff, you know, and then they become part of your database. Encourage signups anywhere you can. So with this, look at, you know, putting it on multiple pages of your website. If you're at the market, have a sign up sheet there and then enter them in nightly into your database, but give them the option to communicate with you and learn more about your business. Excuse me. Make your emails mobile friendly and optimize for purchases. A lot of times people, they might shop, they may not buy, but if they get an email from you later, they might go, oh, you know what? I really did like that and I want to buy it. So just something to think about. And a lot of times people are on their mobile phones. So when you're looking at your design or your platform, make sure it's mobile friendly. Create a list of segments for your most engaged customers. And these are for people who are your return customers, are repeat visitors. They're constantly opening your emails. You know, send them additional information and send them more. Send them, you know, if you're a monthly email, send them maybe 2 emails a month because they are opening and they're engaged with you. So send automated emails. So when somebody signs up on your website, make sure you're sending them a welcome email saying, you know, welcome, so excited to have you. Number 7, make sure your emails are accessible to readers. This one is all about design, making sure that your design is simple and your visuals are not overpowering and that it's easy to read. And stick to your sign up promise. So if you say that you're going to have a monthly email newsletter, make sure you're sending it monthly. Not 3, 4, 5 times a month, but monthly, because people want to make sure that they know when you say when you're gonna give them something and you're putting parameters out there, you want to make sure that you're delivering that. And then number 9 is get new subscribers to add you to your list of contacts. And what this means is this is for people who have Gmail accounts. Your emails will automatically go into the promotions folder. So get them to move you from promotions to their primary. That means they're going to see it right away. It's not in that hidden folder. And it's the same with other ones, but Gmail's kind of the new emerging platform that's out there. And then number 10, make sure your email design reflects your brand. And that's about creative, but also I'm going to show you some examples, but just make it about who you are as well. So some examples from around the market. We have Pike Place Fish Market. We have Atrium Kitchen in here, Silver and Salt, and Twyla. So I kind of showed a variety here. You can see some with Pike Place Fish Market is staying true to their colors, and they're focusing with, you know, what's new and what's fresh. I think this one was fresh salmon was just in. Atrium Kitchen, she does a really great job of kind of telling the story. And she has a ton of links in there that then link onto her website. And then Silver and Salt is, I'm not sure, I think I made this one a little bit too small, but she's basically, I think, talking about how she reopened in her new August collection. And then you can see that Twyla kind of did something where she's highlighting I think a new event that she had coming up in her Facebook Live. So you can kind of, I love how Silver and Salt and Twyla both have images of themselves in there. So I think that's kind of fun. So just a couple examples. Social media. So since social media is new, I've kind of given you guys a little overview of what we have here. And really what we've seen is that social media is really emerging during COVID. And the numbers and just people are on social media nonstop. It's at an all-time high. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to pick kind of just 2 very simple ways that you could advertise on social media. Some of you may already be doing this, and some of you may not be doing this. If you are already doing this, that's awesome, because now you can get some advertising dollars. And if you're not doing this, these are easy ways that you can at least start. So a boosted post, very simple. It's basically, I'll give you some parameters on the next page, but we're basically allowing you to talk about your product. And there are a couple requirements that you need to link back to a Pike Place Market blog, which right now is not difficult because everyone is listed on at least one blog on the website. Or you can create a carousel ad that can go on Facebook or Instagram or both. Totally up to you. And a carousel ad, I'm going to show you exactly what that is. So first, to start with a boosted post. So a boosted post is a regular Facebook post that you pay to reach a wider audience. So this now qualifies as a co-op advertising dollars. The requirement is that your post has to include a blog from the market. And again, it's not that hard. We have many different topics and many different blogs that you can use. You can highlight and you can change out the photos so that it's a photo of your product and your business that's being highlighted. And then you can change the copy as well. With this, you can start as small as like a $10 budget, which is just so great. And then you can always increase from there if you saw that this, really increased your audience and your engagement with them. So we're giving you just simple and easy options to help you with advertising. Carousel ad. So with a carousel ad, this allows you just a step above, where you can do a mixture of videos or images in a single ad. You have up to 10 different cards is what they're called. It's basically 10 different images. And I'm going to show you a sample of this, of what we did for, I believe it was Mother's Day. And you can kind of see how we put together an array of market businesses. And that was a carousel ad that we promoted out there. And I'll show you a link back to a blog as well. So with this, carousel ads are really about driving brand awareness and engagement. And I know that sounds, I hope it doesn't sound overwhelming to people, but what's great about a carousel ad is you can showcase multiple products all at once. So you can show different menu items that you have. You can show different pieces of jewelry that you have. You can show different hats that you have. It just gives you a lot of flexibility to take the consumer throughout your products, showcasing all of your products. You can take them through the brand story about you and about what your business offers for them. You can highlight offers in there. So that's something that I'm sure a lot of you are thinking about, is if you want to do some discounts. And then you can do some demonstrations on really kind of drawing people in. I encourage you to kind of look at using some testimonials or some user-generated photos. So if there's somebody out there that posted about your products online on social media, or just recently submitted a review about your business and it's 5 stars, reach out to them and ask them, can I use your image and, your write-up in my advertising just to promote it out to other people? Majority of the time they say yes. And then you have some free content that you can then put out there. So for social media examples, just to kind of showcase just quickly here, that you can show more products because you have 10 cards. You can highlight, and I couldn't find a better example, but obviously nobody's selling cars, but you can highlight different features of one particular product from different angles. And you can create a larger canvas too, if you wanted to kind of look at maybe showing something about your entire location. So there's many different options that you can do here. Some examples that I'm gonna have to click off and then reshare my screen because it doesn't seem to be working. I'm gonna show you some Mother's Day ads that we did on Facebook and then we did on Instagram. It's the same ad, just how it shows differently on the two platforms. And just give me just a second. Okay, and it would be, okay, it's going to show me on this one. Okay, so here is the mobile, so this is on Facebook, and as I click through, you can see, is it going to let me? Yeah, there we go. You can see that I'm showing different restaurants in the market, and this was back on Mother's Day of this year. When we were basically promoting Mother's Day meals throughout the market. It was one of our blogs that we did. So we took images and we highlighted the different businesses and we put them all together in a carousel ad that pushed out and we promoted out there. I think it's this one. Oh, I'm gonna try, oh, there we go. Here's Instagram. So with Instagram, this is how it shows. Again, it's the same content and it's just flipping through. And we know how Instagram, everybody loves pretty photos and food photos. So you can see here that we push them through. Now this next one that I'm gonna show you is a boosted ad. And you can easily see here that this is just very simple to do. This is just a blog post that's there. I can change this image out up here and I just simply put a little bit of copy up here. I don't believe this is the finished one. I think this is the one that I was messing around with, but I will boost this out to people so that they can see and they can actually click through, and then I would measure this by clicks and then I would measure this by impressions as well. Great. Okay, everybody can see my screen back, right? Madison, am I good?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, thanks. So just a couple of just examples on that. Some tips for social media, because I'm not sure of who's doing it, but really your audience, you can start just by targeting your own audience and your own followers. So you can start small and then you can expand out. With smaller budgets, they do recommend that you start with just a newsfeed ad. There are 3 different types of ads. You have your sidebar, your newsfeed, and your, oh, that's supposed to say mobile. See, typos that I'm finding. So they say just start with just your newsfeed ad when you have a smaller budget. And again, you can start with one and then you can expand out. A good thing to start with is we're back or we're open type of messaging. You can build in an incentive, something like mention this ad to get 15% off or whatever percentage you want to do. And again, I would just, for visually, I would encourage you to reach out to your followers that you have and people that have tagged you in posts and just ask them if you can share their image on social media in your advertising. Once they give you permission to do that, they have to send it back to you in a direct message. You will want to take a screenshot of that information and save it somewhere on your computer so that if you ever have to reference it in the back, you can. But that way you have their permission in writing and it allows you to use their image and their information about their experience at your business. So, all right, we are at the Q&A part. How did I do? Yes, I left us with time. That's super exciting. That's going to give us a lot of time to kind of talk through all this lovely information that I just threw at you guys.
Great. It was a
Thank
great
you.
presentation.
Yeah, really well done. You guys are doing a great job in a difficult time. So thank you. This is Erin.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Question, advertising as far as anything like Google My Business or Yelp, would that be
We,
covered?
no, not at this time.
Okay,
It might be something that we would add in later, but not yet.
okay. I'm just curious, is there a reason why not?
I would have to really look at how I would be able to measure it. And I'd have to look at the reports that you would have to be able to provide me. Right now with social media in the handbook, we ask for, you know, certain reports and screenshots that you have to give back to us. So I'd have to look at that. And it might be something that we add in later, Erin. So I don't want to absolutely say no.
Okay,
But for right now, we're just starting with these 3 items.
totally makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I had sort of a similar question, and mine was about Google Ads. So
Mhm.
basically, I think I know how you're going to answer it now, but like a Google ad, or if I paid for keyword search to be Pike Place Market, or make it a market day, or make it your market, or anything that you was like an approved search word, you know, something like that in the future, could we do? Because I think Google Ads or any sort of web browser general search ads or something I'm pretty interested in investing in.
Yeah, my only fear with that is that if everybody is required to use, you know, those ad search words, we're all then just bidding against each other and we're pushing the price up. So does that make sense? So right now the market is advertising on Google through search words. So I have a number of different things, but the more people that then start to bid against my search words, does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're all just pushing each other's advertising dollars up.
Okay.
So that's why I say there could be a chance that later on there's a way that I can, for lack of better words, manipulate the system. But Google's pretty smart, is that, you know, if everybody's starting to bid against the search words, it's just we're wasting each other's money.
Okay.
That makes sense. Amy and Madison, I guess too as well. Is there any plan as far as media buy from print media that you guys are looking at doing in for the market itself that we might be able to slide into those types of spots for reduced advertising costs, like holiday guides or things like that?
There are some holiday guides that I have on the radar.
Okay.
So Seattle Met, I was able to get into the last edition of Seattle Met. And when
Okay.
I say last edition, it's their last monthly edition because they are going to quarterly. So I'm looking to see kind of what the plan is. And I tentatively have in there a creative buy for holiday time. But I'm still really kind of looking to see what are the trends going to be and where's the audience going to be during the holiday time to really be very smart with our dollars. And I'm just not sure that we're there yet for the full print. But I do have them tentatively plugged in. And if there are opportunities where I can look at doing a bigger, where you guys can get potentially a smaller, a group buy, basically, then I will share that information for sure.
Okay.
And adding on to that, this wouldn't be for advertising, but I really encourage everyone, if there are certain things coming up for holiday that you want media to know about it, definitely submit it on the content calendar link that's on the neighborhood news page. Because next month I'm going to start reaching out to media and giving them like market gift guide roundup, stocking stuffer, you know, everything there. So if you submit your products there or promotions or certain things happening or new online shopping options, just submit them there and I can keep them all collected because I'll still be pitching out to media and hopefully getting some stories.
When is the like cutoff date for, because you're talking about submitting stuff for Christmas?
Yeah.
So what's
The beginning of September is typically the best. So our next webinar is on the 17th. So I'd say right after that is good. So the 19th, 20th is really great.
Is that Madison?
Yes.
That is.
Okay.
Can you submit after that for Christmas, or is it too late after September 20th?
It's not necessarily too late. It just there's less of a likely that it'll
Get in
the
there.
the publications usually like to have it complete before then, but there are the times where they might add another story like last minute gift shopping and it might get thrown into something like that.
I have some more questions when.
Go for
want
it.
me.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, there's a couple things. When you say the advertising dollars are $350 annually,
Mhm.
and you're saying like, okay, so what if I decide I want to do like $50 on Facebook, but I have to do it as I'm doing it. In other words, like I'm going to do this ad on Facebook or Instagram, it's going to cost me, let's say $50 each. All right. So I
Mhm.
can only get the $50 from you. I can't just get the $350 annually to do my
Correct.
advertising and then
Correct.
maybe reimburse you what I don't use, or how does that, I
Yeah.
don't,
So you have to, we do require that you pay for it first and then you submit in. So say you're spending $50 on Facebook, you would spend your $50, then you would submit in through the portal all of your documentation that you spent the $50 and show us your creative, all of the good stuff that's in the handbook that will walk you through. And then once we receive that, we'll look at it, review it, that everything's okay. And then we will then submit in for you to get reimbursed $25 because you spent 50.
oh,
that
I
make sense?
see. So you pay for half of whatever I pay.
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. And then when it comes to the blogs, so we use your blogs, like,
Mhm.
okay, I mean, that's stationary. We can't write our own blogs. We have to use your blogs, correct?
Correct. You
Okay.
would use one of the market's blogs. You would create your own copy on the
Right, right.
post, and you
Okay.
can change out the image, but you
Okay.
would still link to our blog.
Okay. And the other thing, when you were talking about the carousel ads,
Mhm.
you said something about video, because I like to do video.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any video. I just saw like a slideshow. So with the carousel ads, you can actually use video as
You
well.
can. Yep. Video can be one of your 10 cards.
Okay, so carousels are 10,
Yep. 10 images or 5 images or 9 images and 1 video. I think you can only have one. Well, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. You can have as many videos as you want in there. It has to fit within their size requirement that they have, but you can find all of those specs online very easily.
Okay, I just have one last question.
Yeah, no problem.
I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pictures of my customers in my hats because that's what I do.
Mhm.
There's no possible way I can get a hold of every one of those people. And I always ask them, do you mind if I post this on Facebook before I take pictures of my customers?
Mhm.
Because invariably I'm probably going to do that. And I do it. And they're all over in my website and whatever. So I don't think it's, I mean, with
You're
social
okay.
media, you don't
You're
have to get,
Yeah, you're okay to use it for organic posts, meaning on your page. The moment that you put money behind it as an advertisement, you need to get permission from them that their image could be used in advertising. So, and I highly recommend
Really?
doing that in writing. Otherwise, they could come back later and say, you owe me X dollars because I was, yeah.
I've used them in ads and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you'll
so
want to be careful with
if I
that.
on my own buy a Facebook ad, then I legally, they
Yep.
can come back on me? Is that what
Yep.
you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Sarah, what you want, this is Erin, what you want is a model release form that they sign. Yeah,
I get that. Like I could just write that up, you know.
Yeah, you can
You're
pull
giving me
one.
permission.
You can pull one from the internet too, Sarah. Just
Okay.
Google model release form and then you can manipulate one from there to fit your business.
God, I hope nobody ever comes back on me. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been really informative. You guys are great.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Does anybody else have any questions?
Are you guys looking to do anything like the bus wrap advertising that you've done in the past?
Not at this time.
Okay.
No, no, those dollars are, as you know, people are not really out and about yet. Now that could change. I don't know. So our advertising, I am very nimble, and I'm easily changing copy and messaging as we go and as things change and as we adjust. But not at this time. We're only on broadcast television, streaming networks, digital, print, NPR, both NPR stations, and we are doing a mailer.
I might have a bunch of, but you probably don't need that bus information because I was on some, I don't know, never mind, sorry. So,
So as other people are looking, I'm gonna show you this up on screen. This is just to entice you to take our survey because I give you all of these really fun links in here that you could find on your own, but these are just great tips and tricks, more reading that you can do that will kind of walk you through on how to get started or how to create a budget, some recommendations, things like that. So I've kind of compiled a list for you that will be in the presentation. And then while we still have everybody too, just a reminder that really want you guys to, I know it sounds crazy, but start thinking about the holiday season and mark your calendars for September 7th September 17th for another webinar that we're going to do on holiday season and what that's going to look like this year. A blog that I read this morning was, and I took this kind of information and I thought it was just really relevant to the market, that it's really important to remember that digital doesn't replace a brick and mortar or in-person shopping, but what a digital presence does do, and by digital I mean your website, social media, is it's so important because it adds to your physical location and it really helps elevate. And as I said earlier to people, I know I'm reading stats to you guys, but this is all just really interesting because I can't tell you how many new articles that I've read and what's happening in COVID right now. But 87% of people say social media posts help them decide what to buy. So I can't stress the importance of your just organic social media. So that's just your everyday posting and how important that is to stay current with that. And your website, it's important to help kind of sell. A lot of people are still doing research and they might, like I said, they might see you, they might see your products, then they might go home and then they see on social media and then they go to your website and they do a little bit more research and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna buy that because I really did like it. So sometimes it takes all those steps, and that's why social media and your website just complement your in-person store, your location. It just really is important. And especially during this holiday season, I think it's going to be even more important. The other thing is that I read is that really businesses need to really start thinking about how they can provide conveniences for their holiday shoppers, whether that be curbside pickups, you know, different hours, or things that are taking away those roadblocks for your shopper to, we want them to come in, we want them to buy, but you have to kind of think about all the different things that are going to be happening for people out there. So just those two little things that I want to put in everybody's mind as you're starting to kind of think about holiday and what's coming up. And I think we have like 5 more minutes. So if anybody has questions.
Actually, I do. This is Erin again. Sorry, so many. But with the holiday season, is there any ability from a PDA perspective to do outreach to corporations locally as far as market baskets that we might be able to put together?
I have not heard of anything yet. I think things like that are still kind of up in the air, but we can definitely keep our ear to the ground if we hear of anything.
Okay, I'm thinking about like internal to corporations or like local corporations that might do corporate gifting or things like that to just have a market basket.
Oh, good idea. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
I would love to do that. If anybody would like to collaborate with me from Indie Chocolate, I would be more than happy to work with whoever wants to do that, and or more than just holiday baskets sort of thing.
Well, you
But-
mean, it's like you want particular things, I mean, like, I don't know what, you know.
You're off. It's hard to hear you.
You probably don't want like a hat. You want things like, you know.
A food basket.
Oh, gotcha.
Your basket or
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, chocolate.
Good idea.
Cheese, things like that.
There's
You
no-
guys don't have anything like that, because I know we generally do that. There's a holiday brunch breakfast that has featured market, but that
Mhm.
doesn't sound like that's going to probably happen this year.
I still don't know that that's gonna, I would probably guess that that's not gonna happen this year, just if I had to take a wild guess at it.
Yeah.
But there is no confirmation of that.
Okay.
I think events in general, the city of Seattle did just release that they are not doing any special event permits through November 1st. But anything happening after November 1st, they potentially might, but it will depend on kind of what happens and what their latest, what phase we're in and where we're at. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hey, this is Madison, just an admin question. I didn't have to do roll call at the beginning because I can see everyone's name, but who dialed in from the 425-260 number? I just want to make sure you get the survey. And you can hit *66 to unmute.
This.
Maybe they
did.
left.
Okay. Sorry.
Can we do the survey another time? Do we have to do it right now?
I'll
Nope,
send
you'll
it.
just get it
Mhm.
and then you can do it whenever you want.
Okay, I'm happy to do it. I just have to go to dinner. I want to
Absolutely.
say
No,
thank
we're
you
just
so
gonna-
much. This was a
Um,
great.
This was really,
presentation.
really great. Actually, Amy and team, I have a question. Are you guys going to do anything related to SEO and kind of helping us either best practices as far as geotagging on Facebook ads? Will there be anything like that in the document?
handbook? No, there will not be. But in the survey, you could suggest that.
Okay. The other thing, do you have any plans to do anything as far as SEO for websites?
No, there's a couple webinars that we will probably do a spin-off of Co-op Advertising to help, and then we have our holiday one.
Okay.
Past September, we haven't scheduled out any additional webinars, but
Okay.
at this time yet.
Bye, you guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
You guys did
Sarah.
a great
I have to
job.
go. Thank
No
you.
problem.
This was
I-
really helpful.
No problem. Anybody else? I'm not seeing anything. I saw Christina said that they're doing some local delivery, which that's a great idea. And oh, Twyla's doing a live right now. Darn it, I missed it.
The other thing, people can get listed in, as far as food on Catch-22 for free.
Oh,
Anybody's out there? Not sure.
that's great.
Yeah.